Yes, Miss Cremesi, this is Robert Shaw calling again from Social Services. This is my fourth message to you. I'm afraid it's regarding your granddaughter, Alice Ackerman. It's not good news, and if you could try and get back to me, I would really appreciate it.
A boat beneath a sunny sky, lingering onward dreamily, in an evening of July. Children three that nestle near, eager eye and willing ear, pleased a simple tale to hear. Long had paled that sunny sky, echoes fade and memories die, autumn frosts have slain July. Still she haunts me phantom-wise, Alice moving under skies, never seen by waking eyes. Children yet, the tale to hear, eager eye and willing ear, lovingly shall nestle near. In a wonderland they lie, dreaming as the days go by, dreaming as the summers die. Ever drifting down the stream, lingering in the golden gleam. Life, what is it but a dream?
My dearest Alice.
You must be Beth.
Beth Crimmersley. But you can call me... well, what would you like to call me?
Gran?
We are family. Last two standing. Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. That was well out of term. Come on in. Let's get you warm and settled.
Oh my God.
Quite something, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
The foundations date back to the 15th century. Alas, I think the heating system and the pigeons were of the same period.
Hello, you. What's your name? I'm Alice.
That's Mitzi, and this is Maisie.
Hello, Mitzi. You're awfully cute.
Here, drink some tea. It will warm you up. This house does get very chilly, especially in the winter. It's so big, you see. I'm sorry I couldn't get to the funeral. I didn't know anything about it. None of it, until the lawyers got in touch 6 weeks ago. And I made arrangements for you to come to me as quickly as possible.
It's okay, I spoke to him. I'm sorry if...
There's no need to apologize. How are you? I mean, really, how are you coping? Oh, I'm sorry. Too early.
No, it's just I haven't really spoken to anyone.
Well, there hasn't really been anyone, has there? You poor lamb.
In the home where they put me, while they were looking for you, there was someone, but... I mean, there were kids there, kids with bigger problems than me.
You have her courage. You have her eyes. I can see you in her. And you have her heart, no doubt. Courageous and defiant, like that of a lion. The only thing you can do, Alice, is to keep moving forward. Doesn't matter how far, one step at a time. And today, those steps have brought you to me. You'll be fine. You'll be safe here. I promise.
Did we ever meet? Like when I was a baby?
No. Your mother and I, we...
Go on.
There'll be plenty of time for that, all the time in the world. Now, drink up your tea, and Mitzi, Maisie and I will show you to your room. It was your mother's room. I hope you'll like it.
I'm sure it'll be perfect.
I'll leave you to unpack your bags and leave you some space. Just come and find me when you're ready. I wouldn't go anywhere near the woods. Not at this time of year. We have 6 acres and there are poachers. As long as you stick to the water's edge, you should be fine. That's if you feel like exploring.
Hello?
It was my mother's recipe. Her ancestors lived here, my ancestors, and yours too, I suppose.
How did it get its name?
Wonderland? Aren't you familiar with the book? You should be. You were named after it.
Book?
The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll.
I saw the movie, but I've never read the book.
Well, it was said that Lewis Carroll lived here in the early 1800s, and this was supposed to have inspired him to write one of the greatest examples of Victorian literature. And then my ancestors named it after it.
What was it called? Before that, I mean.
Cremacy House. How was the soup?
Yeah, it was good, really good. Do you have a copy?
A copy?
Of the book? Alice in Wonderland?
Well, of course.
I'd love to read it.
Well, I shall have to dig you out a copy then. You didn't go anywhere near the woods, did you?
No, I just stayed by the stream. It was so peaceful.
I meant what I said about the woods, Alice. Do you play?
Play what?
Cards.
I played with my friends. Not so much with...
With?
I played with my friend a lot.
Do you still miss her?
After it happened, I kind of shut down. I haven't really spoken to anyone in... Feels like forever.
Forever is a long time, Alice.
Did you ever lose anyone? Before, I mean.
I'm sorry, I'm
What happened between Mum and you?
not very good at talking about it. Perhaps one day we'll learn to help each other heal.
I hope so. I'd like that. I'm sorry if...
Right. Let the game begin. Hey, why did you stop?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if I was allowed. It's so beautiful.
Of course. Wonderland is your home now. Our home. Fate has brought us together, you and I. Did she teach you how to play? And who do you think taught her?
Something about being here with you makes me feel closer to her.
Oh. Right, budge up. My dear girl. Alice? Are you all right? Oh, I wonder whatever it was that came over you. Perhaps a little too much excitement for one day, huh? Now you rest up, and I'll go and get a little something to settle your tummy.
Gran,
Yes, dear.
thank you for everything.
There we go. All my own recipe. And it's all from the garden. It'll do you the power of good. Just take little sips. Little and often, okay? I'll be just down the corridor if you need me. There you go. Slowly. You're okay. Are you still cold? Oh. There. Nice and snug.
Don't go.
I've just had an idea. I'll be right back. I promise.
Promise?
I promise. I am going to read you to sleep. I'm going to tell you a story. The story of Alice's adventures in Wonderland. Chapter 1. Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? So she was considering in her own mind, as well as she could, for the hot day made her feel very sleepy and stupid, whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Hello, Alice.
How do you know my name?
I'd love to stop and chat, but I'd be late.
Late? What are you late for?
A very important date. The party's starting soon. I can't be late. It is the seat of bad manners. Would you like to come with me
Come with you?
to the party? It's a very important date.
Yes, Yes, you said. Just dreaming. Go along with it. Wake up. Wake up. What happened?
I killed them. They were late. The seat of bad manners. I thought you agreed. It's my little secret.
What is?
The cake. I always poison the cake. All children love cake.
You killed them for being late.
I killed them for being late. Have you ever been late, Alice? When the house burned around your parents, the smoke slowly choking your mother. Was it not sweet little Alice who was too late to raise the alarm?
You don't know what you're talking about.
Would you like to see a trick? It's all about sleight of hand. I can make it all go away, Alice.
What?
I can make the pain all go away.
How?
Want to see a trick?
Beth? Beth?
Alice? Whatever is it? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I had a nightmare.
Oh, you poor lamb.
It was just like the book. There was a rabbit.
A rabbit? Oh, goodness. Well, I don't know how much you were able to absorb. You fell asleep before I finished the first chapter.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. It was just a dream.
No, I meant I fell asleep while you were reading to me.
You must think me quite rude.
Not at all. I just wanted you to awake before I continued. But when you can sleep, you must. You need the rest, my dear. In the morning, you will be right as rain, I assure you. And when I can, I must get on with this, otherwise it'll take me a month of Sundays.
What is it?
A scarf.
It's beautiful.
Well, as I said, the heating and the foundations go back to the same period. Oh no, not again. Alice? Can you manage on your own? I'll go and get some fresh towels.
What are you doing here? Who are you?
I'm Tallulah. And I'm Tara.
What do you want?
Well, we're here to warn you. We're here to tell you a story.
I need to find Beth. Beth?
She can't hear you.
Why not?
You're not awake. You're still dreaming.
I want to wake up now.
But we haven't told you our story yet.
I'm not sure I want to hear it right now.
Don't you want to know how it happened? How he did it.
Who did that to you? What happened?
It was the walrus. That's what they called him.
Who?
The press.
Why did they call him the walrus?
That's what they called him at school. The bullies. The ones he said drove him to it. He grew up to be a carpenter. He'd drive around in his van, around and around, looking, waiting.
Where is he? The walrus.
Shh. He'll hear you.
Where are we?
Shh. He's coming. Something wicked this way comes.
What's happening? What is this?
This is how it happened. He's going to take her now.
Excuse me. I was wondering if you could help me. I'm a little lost. I must have got turned around. I'm looking for Levine Avenue. Yeah, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? The walrus and the carpenter had the oysters because they could, because I could, because I could. The walrus and the carpenter
Where is she?
Who?
Your sister.
they could.
Why?
He'll hear you. You mustn't interrupt him while you work.
Why?
Because they could.
Entitlement. That is his undoing. As it will be hers.
Hers? What are you talking about? Who?
Because I could. 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 Because I could.
Close your eyes and make a wish.
Tweedledum and Tweedledee agreed to have a battle, for Tweedledum said Tweedledee had spoiled his nice new rattle. Just then flew down a monstrous crow, as black as a tar barrel, which frightened both our heroes so they quite forgot their quarrel. Oh, my dear, you're burning up. Shall I fetch you a fresh towel?
I don't know what's wrong with me. I felt fine earlier.
I know. It's all so unexpected. You must be so frightened.
Please don't leave me. I feel so sick.
I have just the thing for you. Hold on. I'll be right back. This was your mother's. You take good care of her.
I can't still be dreaming.
The caterpillar and Alice looked at each other for some time in silence. At last the caterpillar took the hookah out of its mouth and addressed her in a languid, sleepy voice.
Who are you?
Said the caterpillar.
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
No, you. Who are you?
I'm Alice. Alice Ackerman.
Yes, there she is. There you are. Alice. Alice in Wonderland. Is that how you dealt with your parents' death? Shut it out? The screaming?
What?
You just closed your eyes and waded into the quiet of the stream.
I lost my parents.
We've all lost someone, yet we're supposed to continue like we didn't. Tell me, Alice, did you ever look at it from a different perspective?
Look at what?
Your situation, your circumstance, predicament.
You can only look at a situation from the perspective with which you meant it.
You think she has your best interests at heart?
Who?
Her, the
you?
Just a concerned friend. Beware the Red Queen.
But
Perhaps the question is not who are you, but who is she?
Alice? Alice, it's all right. It's all right, it's all right. You've had a dream. It was a nightmare, Alice. You're okay. It's the fever. Look at me. Look at me. That's it. It's Beth. It's your gran. You're okay. That's it. That's it. You're back in the room now. You're okay. You're okay.
I don't feel good. I think I need to see a doctor.
A doctor?
I feel so sick. I've never felt anything like this in my stomach.
Darling. Well, I don't know what it could be. I mean, it can't be the food. We both ate the same thing.
No, it's not the food. The food was good. It's just...
Alice? 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 All up?
I don't think there could be anything left. That smells good.
A slightly different blend, just in case there was something in the first lot that disagreed with you. Hey, I'm here to look after you. Now let's get you tucked back into bed, huh? Oh, and I did call the good doctor, but there was no answer. It's highly unlikely that he will come before tomorrow. That's assuming that he gets the messages before his morning rounds. But don't worry. You're in good hands. You're in great hands. This is going to be new for both of us. There will be these milestones along the way, the first time you get sick, the first time you fall. But we all fall in life, Alice. Just remember that I will always be there to pick you up again. I know you miss them terribly. You asked me earlier whom I had lost. How I wish that I could say that I didn't know what you were going through, but I lost my mother at about your age. It was a long, long time ago. I said earlier you had her courage. Loving somebody deeply gives you courage. But being loved by somebody deeply gives you strength. It will always hurt, but it will hurt less. Does that make any sense?
I think so.
Would you like me to read to you again, just until you fall asleep?
Would you mind?
Of course not, you sweet child. The only things in the kitchen that did not sneeze were the cook and a large cat which was sitting on the hearth and grinning from ear to ear. Please, would you tell me, said Alice a little timidly, for she was not quite sure whether it was good manners for her to speak first, why your cat grins like that?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
Tell me, Alice, did you ever look at it from a different perspective?
It's just a dream. It's just a dream. You're dreaming. I'm sorry. Your scars. How did you get them?
That's what I thought you meant. But then you're not my usual doctor, are you? I thought, what a funny way of putting it. My cat. What a roundabout way to ask me how I got them. How I got my scars. The scars of a Cheshire cat.
This is a safe space.
Is it now? Well, I suppose you can't help that. We're all mad here. My markings. That's the name the press gave them. Like him, they were very unkind to me.
To who are they unkind to?
To the walrus, of course. Perhaps that would have made it all the more ironic had I kept them.
Kept what?
My press. Cuttings.
Do you feel like talking about them today?
About what? About what you call my crimes.
What would you call them? Art.
Art.
You call scarring the faces of families, men, women and children, you call that art?
Every cat burglar needs a calling card.
And you couldn't have left the taps running.
You're very attractive for a psychotherapist. I imagine that's very dangerous for your clients.
You did that to the faces of your victims. The victims of your crimes, but who did that to you? Who gave you the worst of them?
You don't know what this is. You don't know what she did. You don't know it's her. Do you?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I dare not say her name. In case she can hear. She's everywhere. In the walls. Can't you hear them singing?
Like I said, this is a safe space.
The Red Queen. You want me to show you how she did it?
Excuse me?
last, we meet. Life is all about meetings and partings. That is the way of it, Alice. Would you like to play a game? I like games. They teach you all manner of lessons about consequences, about loss, about knowing your opponent. 'Tis better to weigh the enemy more mighty than it seems. Would you like to deal? Seeing as you are such a master. Are we ready to begin? Are you wondering why I did it?
Did what?
The Cheshire Ripper. Why I gave her her scars. Have you met her?
I did.
Gruesome, isn't she? Oh, but she makes no sense at all anymore. I think she's totally insane. Talks nothing but nonsense.
You may call it nonsense, but I've heard nonsense, and compared with which it would be as sensible as a dictionary.
How profound. This is it, you know. The dream you won't wake up from. Here, now. You see, it needs all the running you can do just to stay in one place. If you want to run somewhere else, you'll have to go twice as fast as that.
I already did.
What have you done?
I won.
No. No! Nobody beats the Red Queen! You don't understand! Nobody beats the Red Queen!
Your hair wants cutting.
Does it? I quite like it long.
Well, you know best, my dear. You know best. Come, sit, before your tea gets cold.
Who are you? I'm Alice.
Well, of course you are. And I'm the Mad Hatter.
Goodness. Why do they call you that?
Because I'm actually quite mad!
You really don't need to be quite so angry. After all, it's such a lovely day. Look at what a wonderful spread you've prepared. I don't think I've ever seen such a beautiful tea party.
Yes. You're so right. I'm sorry for my outburst. It's just... well... sometimes I get these dark thoughts. Very, very dark thoughts. What about you, Alice? Do you get them too?
Yes. I think we all do.
About your parents?
How did you know that?
I can see it in your eyes. She says she sees courage, but all I see is grief. That's what brought us all here. The rabbit, the walrus, Tallulah and Tara, even the Cheshire Ripper. Grief is what brought us all here to Wonderland.
What about the Red Queen?
The Red Queen is grief. She feeds upon it.
What do you mean?
It's a secret. She told me not to tell you.
I think you should drink your tea before it gets cold.
Nobody's watching.
Are you okay?
I do feel a bit curious and curious. She loves me. She loves me not. It's too funny.
What is it? You can tell me. I have dark thoughts too, remember?
What she's been putting in your tea. Wake up, Alice. I said, wake up, Alice. Wake up, Alice!
Alice?
Tara?
No, I'm Tallulah. Tara's.
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't look over there.
You have to leave now. If either of them discover us here, it would be quite fatal. One can only learn so much and live. Live, Alice. Live.
But I feel so sick.
Remember what she said?
But I don't feel like that now. I feel so sick.
That was yesterday. Look. It's no use going back to yesterday, because yesterday you were a different person.
you know.
I know.
How did you figure it out?
When I used to read fairy tales, I fancied that kind of thing never happened. Now here I am in the middle of one.
Drink me. I hope you understand why I had to do it. This house means everything to my family.
Beth Grimsey.
The Red Queen.
A house is more than bricks and mortar. Without a family, a house is just a cold, empty shell.
Oh, you are wrong.
No, I'm not, Gran.
Can't you hear the walls? They're talking to me, singing to me about its histories, its stories. I had to save her.
Do you really believe that?
Sometimes I believe more than 6 impossible things before breakfast. That's why I had to poison you.
Why? I want to hear you say it. I need to hear you say it.
For the money. It was always supposed to be mine, not yours. You were supposed to die in that fire too.
You weren't hard to find at all, were you? That's not why it took the lawyers so long to find you. You were hiding. It was you who started the fire. For my inheritance.
Like I said, I refused to lose this house. It wasn't my fault that Henry gambled it all away, the money. I mean, how was I supposed to know?
So you murdered your own daughter. You killed my parents and you tried to kill me. For money.
Not for the money, you stupid, stupid girl. For Wonderland.
What?
The final game. But this time you get to choose the game, Alice.
Rummy.
What?
Rummy.
Ah. Rummy.
What are we playing for?
The final fatal dose. The final curtain. Good night, Vienna. I'm sorry it had to come to this, Alice. After all, you are my flesh and blood. But every game has to come to an end. Ta-da. No, not now.
What happens now?
We drink a toast to the winner. Come on, drink up, Alice. Don't be a sore loser.
I'm so sorry. You made me do it.
It's all about sleight of hand.
No! Get down! The long grass rustled at her feet as the white rabbit hurried by. The frightened mouse splashed his way through the neighbouring pool. She could hear the rattle of the teacups as the March Hare and his friends shared their never-ending meal, and the shrill voice of the Queen ordering off her unfortunate guests to execution. So she sat on with closed eyes and half believed herself in Wonderland, though she knew she had but to open them again and all would change to dull reality. The grass would be rustling in the wind and the pool rippling to the waving of the reeds. The rattling teacups would change to tinkling sheep bells and the Queen's shrill cries. Lastly, she pictured to herself how this same little sister of hers would, in the aftertime, be herself a grown woman, and how she would keep through all her riper years the simple and loving heart of her childhood, and how she would gather about her other little children and make their eyes bright and eager with many a strange tale. Perhaps even with the dream of Wonderland of long ago. And how she would feel with all their simple sorrows, and find a pleasure in all their simple joys, remembering her own child life and the happy summer days.
Child of the pure unclouded brow and dreaming eyes of wonder, though time be fleet and I and thou are half a life asunder, thy loving smile will surely hail the love gift of a fairy tale. I have not seen thy sunny face, nor heard thy silver laughter. No thought of me shall find a place in thy young life's hereafter. Enough that thou wilt not fail to listen to my fairy tale. A tale begun in other days, when summer suns were glowing, a simple chime that served to time the rhyme of our rowing, whose echoes live in memory yet, through envious years would say forget. Come hearken ere voice of dread, with bitter tidings laden, shall summon to an unwelcome bed a melancholy maiden. But we are but older children, dear, who fret to find our bedtime near. Without the frost, the binding snow, the storm's wind moody madness. Within the firelight's ruddy glow, the childhood's nest of gladness. The magic words shall hold the fast, thou shalt not heed the raving blast. And though the shadows of a sigh may tremble through the story, for happy summer glory, it shall not touch with breadth of bale the pleasance of our fairy tale.